Hello, Aries. How are you? Today is August 31st. We are heading into the last few months of the year. I'm here to do your tarot reading for the week of August 31st. And this week is a very busy week astrologically. A lot of energy in the mutable signs. We have Saturn retrograding into Pisces. We have Mercury moving into Virgo. We have a Pisces lunar eclipse. And we have Uranus stationing to go retrograde in Gemini. Trickery. What that means, what mutable energy means is that everything is going to kind of be like up in the air. You could find yourself and people around you making one decision and then immediately changing their mind, or having to flop through the options multiple times before things get settled. It can be a very confusing week with a lot of energy flowing around, and it can feel a little chaotic. I would not assume, don't take the first answer as the final answer necessarily this week. And of course, in the eclipse season, anything can change. That said, let's go ahead and get into the energy of the week. What is the overall energy for the Aries watching this video? Whoa, so much. Okay. You saw how many fell out, right? So the overall energy is perception. And this card talks about the doors of perception, opening up your thinking. Now, the story of this card is that she opens the door, goes through a path, kind of turns around and comes back to the exact same point, but with a new way of seeing the journey, the process. And this has been coming up quite a bit for us. Again, that a lot of what's happening in our lives is a question of how we catalog it mentally, right? And this is about getting some sort of insight, understanding. Now, the other card that kind of peeked through when I was shuffling was the mysticism card, which is about understanding information on a different level. So you may find that some of you suddenly have psychic abilities this week. You may find that mysticism card, right? That things become revealed, that the shapeless starts to take shape, or that you are able to make sense of, to see, to be conscious of, to understand that which has no shape. Right? So if I had to say between those two cards that popped up at the beginning, again, don't take first impressions as final impressions. And if you're starting to notice a sensibility to sounds, visions, places, information, etc., pay attention to that, because there may be the universe trying to channel information through to you in non-traditional ways. Okay, let's see what else comes up. I think you can't see this, so let me try and lift this a little. Sorry if that's dizzying. Okay, now let's go ahead and get the challenge energy for the week. Challenge energy for the week of August 31st, okay? Okay, this is the Knight of Wands. And it talks about playfulness. Things may seem serious. You may be frustrated in finding the levity of a situation. Or you may find yourself having a desire to just kind of say, you know what, forget it. Let me just go out and enjoy this. I'm getting that, what's that cliche there? Where it's not about the destination, it's about the journey, and learning to understand the journey. Or learning to appreciate the journey. Let's see what the lesson is. Okay, green Tara. Supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Moved beyond limitation. Trust. Interesting. I want to see how the rest of the cards kind of play out here. All right. We have an 8 of Cups. I'll take that and put it on the side because I wasn't done shuffling. But you see how the cards are like really jumping and kind of like falling out of my hands, and multiple things want to come out at exactly the same time. I keep getting clumps of cards. So like I said, lots of information, lots of things flying around. 3 cards, please, for the week of August 31st. Okay, so we have a 9 of Pentacles, and this came up last time. And this kind of talks, these two talk to the same thing, being weary, being afraid, moving with extreme caution. And this can emphasize that as well, because it's the Knight of Wands. So it's a concept of moving forward, right? And you may feel uncomfortable moving forward and afraid of what the next step is. Or maybe you've come to a certain place where you're like, hold up, I'm exactly back where I started. Now what? Right? There may be some confusion as to what the next step is on your journey. Don't worry, the eclipses will let you know this month. Okay, interesting, because this comes up again. So we have the Page of Wands, lots of wands, and the 2 of Wands. So it's really about what comes next, right? Where you want to go, making choices about what the next step is, and what would, like, what you want to make, what you feel passionate about. Where do I go from here? Kind of the question, right? And weighing up, you see there's no movement. There's a desire for movement, or there's a sense that movement must happen, but there's a fear around it because maybe taking what comes next very seriously, or what comes next not seriously at all. And then we have this card here in the middle, Perception, which kind of reminds us that it's all the journey anyway. And one of the like self-help quotes that I remember is that it's, you know, and going back to journey versus destination, that the only destination is, the only known destination is death, and everything else is a walk in between, right? And some of those walks, I was thinking about this morning, that, you know, parts of our lives are about our karma, but then other parts of our lives are the role we play in other people's karma. And I know someone who just had a very serious health issue, which we don't know how it's going to play out ultimately, but she has a 15, 16-year-old daughter who that is an fundamentally path shifting event, right? So that's part of her karma and her journey. And that's the contract that they made together. So you may be trying to figure out, you may be afraid of the path, afraid to move forward, or in a place of deep consideration. What do I do now? What do I want to do? This is really like, what do I want? And what are my options? So really weighing up your options. There's a moving forward to a new place and a very strong sense of consideration. Now, what this card says here, cords are being cut, move beyond limitation, is that anything is possible, right? And again, the information that's coming to us this month, I would advise not to make final decisions until we are well out of the eclipse season, because things are going to change, or there's just going to be so much information flying around in the month of September that where the considerations you are making now, you may find that other people's or that external events end up impacting the choices that you make. So what this is also saying to me here is get very clear. If you know you want to move forward, right? You know you're in search of something else. And right now you're kind of stuck. Like, don't have all of the information. But this to me says get clear on what it is that you want. Let's see what else comes up here. Okay, so we have Spear of the Guru Mother. I don't think I've ever seen this card. Goddess Durga and Hematite. Let me read this for you. 52. Okay. It says, the Spear of the Guru Mother. Okay, no, sorry. I was reading the wrong piece. We bring you the empowerment of Spear of the Guru Mother. Sometimes there is so much choice that we struggle to commit. And you remember last week's reading was all about commitment. It is often not an issue of unwillingness to make an effort, but concern that the choice might not be the right choice. And this is is where I got distracted before, but is one of the things that I meant to say, is that there is no such thing as a right choice and a wrong choice. The universe sort of organizes itself around your choice, and then you can either enjoy it or not enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, then you can shift paths. And if you do, then you can go forward. But there is nothing other than the final destination that we discussed before that is not undoable. Right? So the block here is about what's the right thing to do. And again, with all the energy that's coming in September, a lot of what you know or don't know, there's going to be a lot of information revealed that's going to change your understanding of what's happening. So that's why I say I wouldn't make any solid decisions yet. I would keep my options open for the month of September and wait until we've come out of the eclipse season to see where the dust has settled, because especially with all this mutable energy, people are going to be waffling back and forth. So going back, it is often not an issue of unwillingness to make an effort, but concern that the choice might not be the right choice. We might pray to the universe to be shown what to do according to a wisdom greater than our own. Although our free will is always in place, we are able to accept a task divinely given or reject it. The universe answers every prayer. In your heart, you've been asking for guidance to be shown what you need to do in a particular situation, or perhaps more generally in your life at this time. You want to know the best way forward so your actions are in alignment with heaven. In response, you have now become the spear of the Guru Mother. Okay, so the spear of the Guru Mother is the direct, focused, and clear task given to you by the fiercely compassionate divine feminine. The Guru Mother is the unconditionally loving guide who will protect your soul, keeping you on the straight and narrow, spiritually speaking, and ensure that your efforts bring you the best spiritual results and not lead you off onto a distracting and ultimately unnecessary tangent. Although you can choose whether or not you wish to accept the task, know that it has been divinely bestowed upon you. How do you know which task this is? Look to your life. What's happening? What's possible for you to act upon? Where is your growth edge? What are you currently empowered to do? There's your task. Do what you can and do it now. Interesting. All right. And then I'm going to read this last paragraph here. If you've been overwhelmed, confused, pulled in too many directions, and feeling as though you are trying to do everything and completing nothing, this oracle comes with guidance. The spear of the Guru Mother, if requested, will fly through your life and take you along with it for the ride. The unleashing of divine will shall clear away the inessentials and reveal to you what is important and what you need to do. If you are willing to surrender into this fierce grace, you will be honored by it. Go into your heart, and if you feel brave and bold enough, and here it says you are, then complete the following healing process to invoke the Guru Mother's intervention. Oh, this one is long. I'll have to write it. I'm going to put it in the description, okay? Or in the comments, I'll put it. So this is especially clear for people who are feeling sort of analysis paralysis. And again, like I said, I wouldn't make, this is an ask for clarity moment, because what's going to come flying at you over the next month may change your mind multiple times. That's why I say it's important to get clear and centered on what it is that you want. Like, you want to move forward. You're a little bit gun shy because you don't want to make the wrong move. But as long as you know what it is that's in your heart, like, I know I love this. And the description that this card just gave us gives you the clues that you need to understand what it is that you want to do. And then wait. Right? Wait to see the information that comes to you over the course of this month. Wait to make a decision. Wait to make your analysis. Pay attention to everything. It's going to take you on a path around, and it's going to bring you back to where you are now, my sense at the end of the month, where you have a better understanding of what the challenge is and what you want. Okay, so this is like a very preparatory month of preparing you to move forward. Like maybe in August you had a clue, September you're like, now what do I do? And this is saying kind of we have to go back to the essential, 1 and then 2, kind of starting over. It's also talking about the 9-year cycles. Right? Find out where you are in your 9-year cycle. Like I'm in my 1 and I've been thinking about, okay, what do I want these 9 years to be about? Now, I could set a course of a path, but then of course life if my job is to be someone else's karma, you know, et cetera, et cetera. There's lots of different elements to it. But overall, like, what am I thinking I want these next 9 years to be? What do I want to do with these next 9 years? And then waiting to see kind of how the dust settles this month. So it's a wait and see moment, but it's a wait and see and get clear moment. Again, there will be a ton of information flying at us, lots of things happening to us, around us with these two eclipses. You know, so pay attention. I would keep a journal near you or like a notes kind of thing on your phone. Every time you get kind of one of those intuitive hits, write it down, document it, like keep a running journal of what you think about certain things, see how it shifts over the course of the month. But really the focus is these questions here, and I'll read them again because I think it's helpful. What's happening in your life? What's possible for you to act upon? Where is your growth edge? What are you currently empowered to do? And that's your task. Okay, so those are your questions. Hope this was helpful. Wishing you a very lovely week. Oh, that was just 2121. And I will see you next Sunday. Take care.